Fiber, and this is Flourish Creatively, podcast number 41. I think that's right. Anyway, I am so grateful to have you all here with me. Thankful that you clicked on this video and want to see what I have been doing this past week. And I have really been concentrating on my blanket and trying to get that finished, as well as working on the bougie crochet wearable that I frogged back, and trying to catch up to where I was before, and I have actually done that. And so hopefully next week there will be another bougie crochet wearable video coming out. So be looking for that. I'm hoping to have the back panel done, and that way I can start working on the front panel. But even though I don't have much to show you, I want to give you a sneak peek of my 1980s crochet design thing that I am making. I don't want to give too many hints. It is a thing that I am making. So I have joined in with hashtag Crochet Through the Decades 2024 that is hosted by Litsa at Coco's Crochet. August was 1950s, September was the 1960s, October 1970s, and November is the 1980s. And I have 9 more days to get my project done. But I am so fascinated by this yarn that I chose, that I wanted to show you and give you a sneak peek of my project and see if you can guess what it is that I am making. So I have based all my makes on the colors that were popular during that decade and a fashion accessory, what I would call an accessory. So last month I did make a vest, but it is to be worn over a top, a button-down shirt. It was not to be worn alone, so in a sense it was a fashion accessory. I made a headband for the 1950s, and for the 1960s, what did I make? I have to think about this. I'll get back to you. But it was a fashion accessory that I made. Oh, I made a handbag. That's what I made. A geometric crochet granny square handbag. So there is kind of a little bit of a theme, which you'll see when I give you the sneak peek of my 1980s project. But I want to show you the yarn first. So neon was huge in the 1980s, and I found this neon colorway from Hobby Lobby. So it is I Love This Yarn neons, and it is a 4-weight worsted weight yarn, and isn't it amazing? What a lovely, fun colorway. This is actually called dark neon. So I'm assuming there's a light neons. I did not see it at Hobby Lobby when I picked this out, but I am pairing this with more I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby and black. So that is what I have paired together. And are you ready for it? Make sure I'm showing you the front side. Here it is. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. So much neon fun. I just love it. So as you can tell, yes, it is a granny square, where I did the center is a circle. Then I kept going in a circle, and then I did the row or the round of black to square off the corners, did 2 more of the neon, and finished with a black. It does call for a 5.5 millimeter hook, but I went down to a 4.5 millimeter hook because I was trying to limit the gaps, the amount of space in there. So, what do you think I'm making with this beautiful yarn that makes up this beautiful granny square? Well, you've got till the end of November to give me your guesses, and then after Litsa does her reveal, so what she does is she puts out a video, she numbers everybody's project, doesn't give away who made what. She holds a voting for everybody's favorite project, and then she does a second video where she reveals who made what project. All the names of people that participated go into one jar, and then the winner, or the winners this last month, there were 2 winners, their name goes into a separate jar, and then she will draw for final prizes as this crochet along is coming to an end. And so, yeah, anyway, I'm excited after she does her reveal and gives time for everybody to vote. Then the podcast that comes out after that I do, I will show you what my final project is. But check out Hobby Lobby Neons. Amazing color, make amazing designs, amazing projects. Even amigurumis, I think there would be some really cute amigurumis made with this. The color changes are very short. You can see orange goes straight into purple. Let me pull from, yeah, this is the center. So you can see the pink, or that purpley pink changed into pink is changing into an orange that changed back into a pink, going back to purple. So the color changes are very short, which might limit some projects, maybe limit amigurumis in some way, but it's a beautiful colorway. And that is why I decided, actually I had started this row and had made the corners with the neon, and I wanted this circle to stand out separate from the square. So that's why I added the black to really set out that circle in the middle, apart from the ending up being a square design. So yeah, there it is. All right. As I said, there's really not much else. I've been really working on the blanket, and this was the final square, what it looks like. It is a lot of color changes, so a lot of yarn ends, but yeah, you go this color, you do 1 round, then you change to a second color, you change to a third color. Finally, the 4th color has 2 rounds, and then you add the bow and then put the border on. So I've done 4, completed 4 of them, and really pretty color combinations. I love this one. And the bow and the center in every design match. And this was the 4th one. And I have got 4 squares, this part, the package part. I've got that already done. I just need to add the bow to those 4 and do the border. And then I'm ready to put all the squares together into a blanket. So hopefully I'm gonna work really hard at getting that done. And by yeah, by next week or the week after, I can show you the whole blanket, and excited about that. So that's pretty much what has been taking my time, those 3 projects, my bougie crochet wearable, trying to get the squares done for the blanket, and working on my 1980s project for Litsa's crochet along. And yeah, I'm ready to get the blanket done. I showed in last week's video a nativity scene that my husband purchased for me. It's a kit. And when I get the blanket done, that is what I'm going to work on so that I can decorate with it, at least get baby Jesus, Mary, Joseph done so I can put them out. So yeah, we start decorating next week. Oh, and for upcoming plans, I am going to be putting out Vlogmas, which means that I'm going to put Bougie Crochet Wearable on hold, not the project. Probably do a video when I finish the whole sweater, but if I'm doing a video Vlogmas every day, then it's going to be really hard to get Bougie Crochet Wearables out, Monday Devotion, and my regular podcast. So podcast, the big videos, podcast, and the Bougie Crochet Wearable will be put on hold for the month of December, but I will be back with those in January. And as I said, I may put out the Bougie Crochet Wearable when I do finish that sweater, so that you can see it in its completion and hear my thoughts on the pattern and the yarn and all of that and the fit and everything. So if I do get that done during the month of December, I will definitely put out at least one episode of that in that series. So that's kind of an update, but I will talk more about that later. I do want to talk about my thoughts on all the crochet alongs that I tried to be a part of and that I was a part of, and just kind of give you an update on maybe some of my plans for the new year. And I may not wait until the new year or the end of December to put that out. So be looking for that. That may be in my next podcast. So, all right. So that concludes the fiber portion of my videos. Thank you for watching and understanding that trying to get this blanket finished and finish the crochet along that I have been a part of and my Bougie Crochet Wearable. I'm still working on my sock, but I just, didn't have as much to show this week, but I really appreciate you watching. And now I'm going to move on to the faith portion of this video and our Bible study. All right, as I have mentioned, I am in the book of 1 Samuel, and Samuel has grown up in the temple. He has become the judge for Israel during the time of Eli. When he was still growing up in the temple, the Ark of the Covenant was taken by the Philistines. They have returned it, and now it has been 20 years in Israel, but at a man named Aminadab's house. And Samuel, so this is chapter 7. So Samuel tells the Israelites in verse 3, "If you are returning to the Lord with all your heart, get rid of the foreign gods and the Ashtoreths that are among you, and dedicate yourselves to the Lord and worship only him. Then he will rescue you from the Philistines." So the Israelites removed the Baals and the Ashtoreths and only worshipped the Lord. Then Samuel said, "Gather all Israel at Mizpah, and I will pray to the Lord on your behalf." And when they gathered at Mizpah, they drew water and poured it out in the Lord's presence. They fasted that day, and there they confessed, "We have sinned against the Lord." And Samuel judged the Israelites at Mizpah. And a little bit later on, it said that Samuel judged Israel throughout his life. Every year, he would go on a circuit to Bethel, Gilgal, Mizpah, and would judge Israel at all these locations. Then he would return to Ramah because his home was there. He judged Israel there, and he built an altar to the Lord there. So God gave the Israelites peace because the Israelites did exactly what Samuel told them to do. So God helped Israel fight against the Philistines. He rescued them from the battle with them, and the Israelites were at peace while Samuel was the judge over them. And I love when I look at the people that Samuel said, return to God. Get rid of all those other things that you are worshiping. And the Israelites did that. They got rid of those things that they were putting ahead of God, that they were worshiping instead of God. And they confessed their sins before God. And Samuel, he was not perfect, but he loved God. He was close to God, and he was the man God put over Israel to judge them. In other words, to hear their disputes, help them settle arguments, to pray on their behalf to the Lord. And that's what it meant to be a judge back in those times. And he helped Israel return to the Lord. And I just love that. And I think, we have so much to be thankful for during this time, this November, getting close to Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. And even though that's what this month is all about, is thanking God for the things that he has given us. Yes, even if we are going through some really tough times, we have so much to be thankful for. Even the Israelites who were being attacked by the Philistines and even defeated at battles by them, and just they were giving the Israelites grief. God was still with them. And Samuel helped them return to God by confessing sin. So I think it's important as we are thankful this month, especially, but throughout the year, as we are thankful, that confession also becomes a big part of the time that we spend with the Lord, that we go to him confessing sins. Maybe it's sins we know of or we have forgotten about. Maybe it's just saying, I know that my thoughts aren't always right. My actions aren't always right. My tone of voice is not always pleasant towards other people. Whatever it is, in whatever way that I have sinned, Lord, forgive me. Maybe it is that I have put myself first before God, what I want, or put others first, or put things first. Whatever it is that I worship, idols, I confess that before the Lord. So for me to be obedient, I do want to abide and be in his word and be spending time with him. But I think a big part of that is also to be mindful of confessing what I do wrong. And I think confession helps us then put God first in his rightful place. And so I just would encourage you, as you think about all the things you're thankful for, as you pray because of what you might be going through or what others are going through, as you lift others up in prayer, that you would also be mindful to confess and get right with God and know that he loves you, he forgives you. Unlike Samuel in the temple, he had to sacrifice for the people of Israel. Well, Jesus did that. And God is faithful and just to forgive us because of what Jesus did. So when we confess, God forgives. He has already forgiven, and he continues to forgive because of Jesus. And so may this be an encouragement to you. And thank you for hanging out with me, watching this video all the way through. I hope you all have a wonderful week, a great weekend, and we will see you for the next Flourish Creatively podcast. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye, y'all.